big set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is why I train in martial arts.
All right. Just like I thought, just like I thought, Antwann Brown, who stabbed a bunch of coworkers down in Tallahassee, Florida, did not stab them for no reason. He had learned that he was going to be fired, and he stabbed people that he felt had wronged him. Let me find where it says here. You can see this. Brown had provided some details of how the persons he stabbed had wronged him either. Let me grab this. Either had wronged. Brown provided some details on how the persons he stabbed had wronged either him or previous employees. Shout out for usatoday.com for giving the full 911, or I should say the full 411 on this.
The safety of our community, and the court is going to be holding you no bond based on its determination that you do pose a threat of harm to our community. And I'm also finding that you are presently charged with dangerous crime, and therefore there is a substantial probability that you have committed such crimes, and that the factual circumstances of these crimes.
You can't hear this.
In disregard for the safety of the community.
You can't hear this, so I'm not even going to use it. You can't hear it. Okay? I want you to look at the screen if you can look at the screen. Okay. Brown describes how he entered a dark place and wigged out. Oh, software loves to malfunction when I need it to work. Began to stab everything in front of him, police wrote in their report. Brown told us he was able to see demons in the person. Okay, let me just do this. Brown told us he was able to see demons in the person who he had stabbed. Brown provided some details of how the persons he stabbed had wronged either him or previous employees. This goes back to my theory of how, just to bring it home to martial arts and taekwondo, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. How courtesy can keep you from being stabbed by a coworker or anyone else. Okay? Now see, this headline is saying that he wigged out and stabbed everything in front of him, but the truth of the matter is he'd heard he was going to be fired. He didn't like that. He got into an argument with the supervisor. Okay? So then the supervisor, he motioned towards his pocket. This is in other articles. The supervisor thought he was going to attack him, so the supervisor grabbed a piece of wood and made him leave because he thought he was going to get attacked. Okay? Good instincts on the part of the supervisor. So he clocked out and he left, and he called his pastor on the phone to ask for forgiveness for what he knew he was about to do. So he went out and stabbed people that he felt had wronged him. Okay, this says, according to the arrest warrant, Brown contradicted the pastor's statements, telling him he called Harris. Harris was the pastor. He called him because his soul was evil. Brown, when questioned by the police, said he'd been diagnosed with 2 mental illnesses, but had been unable to access his medication since March. He sought out particular victims who had wronged him, according to court records. I'm going to keep going back to that. Because, see, we don't know what people are dealing with. We don't know their personal things or what's going on in their life or whatever, right? So if we practice courtesy, in my opinion, I think it reduces your chances of being stabbed. So that's why, since this is a martial arts channel, you probably think I'm going to show you a bunch of knife disarms and talk about some theories of angles and attacks, and, tell you what kind of punches and kicks and throws and pins that you can use if somebody's trying to stab you, or talk about going into improvised weapons, or how you may even need to conceal carry. I'm not going to go into that. Taekwondo tells you that you should practice courtesy. I believe that if perhaps people were being courteous towards him, they stood a good chance of not being attacked, because he didn't just attack everyone. It sounds to me like he went after particular people. Now, I could be wrong, okay? Please don't think that I don't feel for the people who were victims of his attack. I do, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this just to drive my point home. Look at the screen here in this USA Today article. This is talking about a previous arrest that he had. This article says there was nothing suspicious about his behavior. Okay? This is a resident. This is a neighbor of his. She said, adding he was not among residents known for disagreements or squabbles with neighbors. He's not on the list of individuals that we regularly check on because of interpersonal issues that they might be having. Okay? Brown's past, also criminal past, because this says he had a civil dispute because of a domestic situation that had no violence in it, from what I remember reading. So, look at right, it says right here, there was no physical violence reported as part of the incident, said Dave Teams, a spokesman for the sheriff's office. No one was arrested and no report was taken. People, in my opinion, do not necessarily go off for no reason. Even if they are mentally unstable, that's reason. Even if it's just the paranoid voices in their head told them let me stop saying for no reason, told them that this person was a threat, that's a reason. If someone is taking the time to stab someone at work, in my opinion, it is because they are angry at the individual. They feel like they have no justice coming. So they're going to lash out and get justice in the way that they feel that they can get it. I'm not saying I agree with this behavior. I'm not saying I condone this behavior. What I'm saying is that I think if people feel wrong, they may lash out with violence. If they feel like somebody is doing something to them that hurts them, they may retaliate with physical violence. So whenever I point out something, I'm always badgered with, you're not offering any solutions. Here's a solution I'm offering. Be nicer to people. Be courteous to people. See, some of us think that you don't want to be nice to people because you don't want to be no punk. And, you don't want people to think that you're soft. You want to show that you're hard and you're alpha. That's not going to stop somebody from stabbing you. You can be as hard as you want. I don't know anybody's skin, despite iron body training, I don't know anybody's skin who can repel the knife of an enraged person. Yes, I saw 5 Deadly Venoms when I was growing up. I saw that Kung Fu movie. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, now I could be incorrect. Maybe some people can make themselves impervious to steel. I just don't know anyone who is. I don't know of any technique that, even though they call it iron body, that's going to keep you from being cut if someone wants to cut you. So don't worry about knife disarms. Don't even worry about concealed carry. What I think we need to worry about as martial artists, non-martial artists, those of us who are civilians whose job it is to go back and forth to work, if you want to learn something from a martial artist, that's me. Be nice to people. Try not to wrong people. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's not an absolute guarantee. I know there are instances of domestic violence. I know people are victims of violent crime and people get mugged. But I do think that if you, to the best of your ability, now I'm not saying if you're a supervisor you shouldn't impose discipline or anything like that. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Don't be discourteous to people when you don't have to. Stop bullying people and stop doing people wrong at work. Because this is not me saying that I want to do anything. This is a news story where someone felt like he had no other choice but to lash out violently. And you don't need to be in the fray of that. Because I don't care how bad of a martial artist you are. So fine. You get to the point where you can protect yourself. What about the other people around you? So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts. In peace.